EMbers, and welcome to part 17 of our Harvest Moon Back to Nature slow playthrough. So of course we're going to start off on day 19 of summer. This is of course year 1, and in this episode we're going to be going the 19th through to the 22nd, so 4 days again. So we're just checking the weather as always. As you can see, it's going to be quite sunny tomorrow. And we are checking the news because the Cow Festival is tomorrow. Now, as you know, we don't unfortunately have a cow yet, so we can go and watch the festival, but we can't participate in it this year. We probably should have had a cow by now, to be honest, but unfortunately we don't. So you can see the harvest sprites coming in, and here comes Barley, just to tell us about the Cow Festival tomorrow. So while Barley's talking at the start of the episode, I might as well recap you on the summer goals that I gave myself. So the first one was to get the largest backpack upgrade, which we did. The second one is to get the first house upgrade, which is currently happening. And the third goal is to get at least 1 cow or sheep. So we're sort of 2 out of 3. The house should be done this episode, so we'll get to see it. So we have our first speed up here, and our onions have grown in. So of course we're just shipping the onions. Gonna grab the honey as always. And hopefully feed the fish. Yep, there we go. Apologies if you can hear any background noise. Here comes Gots to carry on work on the house. So we're just shipping the rest of the onions here. Which means we do need to, of course, go to the shop and replace those. And as always, we're picking up the eggs first before feeding the chickens. Ah, dear. Apologies if you can hear any cars in the background as well. So we're heading out now. Going straight over across the mountain, I would assume. Gonna get Anne and Potpourri their flowers and collect the wild grass as always. And as I say, please bear with me because we are still in year 1. We are hoping to play this playthrough up till year 3, the end of year 3. That's the sort of natural end of the game, although you can play for longer than that if you would like to. And I think that the gameplay will absolutely pick up as we get nearer. It's just sort of a bit of a slog at the beginning of the game to get everything sort of set up how you want it. So we're going to parboil all of the eggs. And this time we're going to give an onion to the harvest goddess. I should have checked really whether these parboiled eggs or the onions sold for more, because I might have just made a mistake there, but never mind. So it's nobody's birthday today, there's no events today, so I wonder what we're going to do for the rest of the day. As I say in all of these episodes, I do pre-record these, so I'm sort of remembering along with you guys what I actually did. Oh, we're heading straight off the farm. Oh yes, of course, because we do need to replace the onions, so I assume we're heading straight to the shop. Just making sure it's open there. So I assume we're going to grab 2 bags of onions to replace the ones that we just shipped. And yep, we do grab 2. So, as I've said, our final goal for summer really is to get at least 1 cow or sheep. So hopefully we can do that. So where are we headed now? Oh, it looks like we're going down to the beach. Are we doing a bit of fishing? So yes, we are doing a bit of fishing, so I'm assuming there'll be a bit of a speed up here while we fish. Seems like all we're getting is rubbish at this stage. Yep, so we've stopped fishing. We're going to say hello to Kai. Is this the first time we've seen Kai at the store in this playthrough? I think it might be. And because he bought a corn from us, I thought we'd go ahead and get a roasted corn from him. So I think this is the first time we've shopped at Kai's store in this playthrough. Like I say, he is only here in summer. So we're going to put the rubbish in the bin. Pop and say hello to the mayor. And I assume we're going to head home and help with the watering. Yep. No? No? Yes? Oh, no, yes. We're planting these onion seeds. And here's a big speed up while we help with all the watering. We haven't seen the horse yet today either, so hopefully we don't forget that. No, I think we are looking for him. There we go. And there's the horse. And it's 5 o'clock, so we should be getting Zach, here he is, to collect the produce. And with that, we're going to just do another little clear up of the farm. We decided to use the sickle because we are going to need to upgrade that at one point. And I think with that we're heading straight to bed. Not before watching the telly, of course. So we're going to end off day 19 with watching the television as always. So today is What's Your Passion? And they're reading a letter about stars. And it's talking about seeing shooting stars. Of course, we're just checking in with good old Farmer Fran. And she's still talking about cows. With that, we're going to take the dog to bed and move swiftly on to day 20. And here we are. As you can see, the house has had its first upgrade. So I decided to show you around a little bit. So you can see we now have a cupboard and a fridge, and we can now finally cook things. There is one more house upgrade, but this is the first one. And you will see the mechanics of some of this as we go on. So we're checking the weather for tomorrow as always. And again, it is sunny. And we'll also check the news because it is the Cow Festival today. This is our first event at the ranch, I believe. And off we go. So we finally have a house upgrade. So we're just checking, and our tomatoes have come in. So we're just shipping the tomatoes. We're going to grab the honey and feed the fish, of course. And heading into the hen house. So as you can see, we are keeping some tomatoes. We're actually feeding the hens first, but that sort of don't make a difference because we have tomatoes in our backpack. So we're going to grab all the eggs. And I believe we'll end up keeping some of these as well. For some reason we choose to ship that egg instead of parboiling it. I'm not sure why. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. So we're going to go ahead and grab one flower. Oh, for some reason we're grabbing both, but potpourri is not up there today. And of course the wild grass. So we're heading straight back home with it. And this is where, I don't know if I'm going to ship this, because this is where you're going to see a mechanic for the first time. Obviously we have the first house upgrade. And with that, as I've said earlier, comes a cupboard and a fridge. So we're going to head straight to the cupboard, with a cabinet. And, oh, looks like that goes in the fridge. So we're going to pop one of the flowers, no, both of the flowers in the cabinet for today. Oh yes, of course, because it is a festival day, so neither of the girls will be up on the hill. And now we're heading into the refrigerator. And we're going to start our little refrigerator haul. So we have one wild grass, we have 3 tomatoes. We are of course going to be cooking in the future. Now this confused me because I was wondering why the eggs didn't stack. It's because they are different quality eggs. So we have, I don't know exactly what eggs we have here, but we have like a small, medium and large egg, something like that. So that's why they don't stack, because they are different types of eggs. So I am starting a little refrigerator stock because one of the aims of this playthrough is to do sort of 100% of everything that the game has to offer, which includes, oh, we can pick up this stone now, which includes all of the cooking recipes. So we are starting to get a little bit of a haul in the fridge for cooking. It does mean that we don't have a lot of profit today, really. I mean, we do have the tomatoes, but yeah, I just wanted to start the cooking. So we are going back into the house, I believe. And we can finally put that stone in the cabinet. I mentioned in the very first video, I think, maybe a couple of videos after that, that you should always keep a stone in this game, because if you get rid of them, you can't get them back. And you do need a stone for cooking. So you won't be able to finish all the recipes if you don't keep the stone. So that's why it's really, really important. So I believe we're heading straight out to the festival now, which is of course the cow festival. And once again, because we don't have a cow, we can't unfortunately participate this year. So here is the festival. I am going to stop talking now, as always, so you can watch the festival, and I will get back to you when the festival is done. And we're back. So that concludes our first cow festival of this playthrough. Again, it's unfortunate that we couldn't join in, but never mind. So we are now looking to see if the harvest sprites need any help with watering, but I think they've watered everything, actually. So there's not really a lot for us to do. I can't remember if we've seen the horse today. But no watering for us. So I believe we're going to head to see the horse now, perhaps. Let's see where he's at. Here he is. And there's not too much left to do on this day, so I'm assuming we are heading home. So, of course, we're going to watch the television, as always, to wrap up day 20. We have the shogi hour. I keep saying it. Have I researched what shogi is yet? No. I really need to. I say this every time I play this game, that I'm going to research shogi, and I do not. So, of course, we're going to end off today with good old Farmer Fran. Is she still talking about cows? Yes, she is. It's like the game's taunting us because it knows my goal is to get a cow or a sheep by the end of summer. So we're going to move swiftly on to... Oh, no. I'm just going to show you. So let's put the dog down. Don't put the dog near the oven. I'm going to show you the cooking mechanic here, but we're not actually going to cook. So you click cook dish, and then you can follow a recipe, which we don't actually have any recipes yet, but that's where they'd be, or you can try cooking something new. Now, there's not a lot we can cook at the moment because this has unlocked another mechanic. So every Saturday in game now, you can have the chance to buy a new cooking utensil. So you'll see that as we go on. But we're on to day 21. But yes, every Saturday you watch the television and it's TV shopping. And are we going to watch the news? Yes, we are. It's TV shopping. And the only phone in the game is at the inn. So you have to go to the inn to order your cooking utensils. So that could be a knife, it could be a rolling pin, etc., etc. And once you've ordered it, it takes 3 days to get to you. So we will see that in a future playthrough. So, nothing in the mail. Have any of our plants grown through? Oh, we're just checking. I don't know what we're doing. I think we've clicked the wrong thing. So we're just going through checking our stats. Unfortunately, because it was a festival yesterday, I couldn't ask the harvest sprites for help. I probably should have asked the other ones. So we've got a big speed up here because we're doing all the watering on our own today. I really need to keep on top of when the harvest sprites are here because hopefully hopefully we brush the horse as well. Do not hammer the horse. I need to keep on track with the harvest sprites because I just forget when we have them and when we don't. So it's going to be a long day of watering, I think. And we do have a load of corn as well, which is good. We should have 2 lots of corn today. So that's good. We're going to grab the honey and feed the fish. We didn't get all the watering done, so I assume we are going to come back to that. But for now, we're going to head straight into the hen house. So yes, I definitely need to keep on top of when the harvest sprites are actually here on the farm. It's not too bad in summer because we haven't got too many crops, so it's manageable. But as we move on into the fall, autumn as I call it, it's going to be imperative to have those harvest sprites, I think. And you'll see why as we go along. So we're picking up the eggs. We're going to ship the golden egg, of course. And out we go. Hopefully we do go and ask the harvest sprites for their help. So we're going to grab the flowers, one flower for the girls, but I think we've probably missed them. It's now 10 o'clock, as you can see. So what's going to happen here? Oh, there's Potpourri. So do we give her the flower? No, because Anne's also there in the way, so we don't bother. So we are running a little bit late this morning because we do have to do all the watering ourselves. So we're going to spar boil 3 eggs. And presumably give one to the goddess as normal. I do apologise if you can hear a dog barking in the background, that's outside. And again, there's no birthdays or special events today. So I assume we're just going to spend a lot of time watering on the farm. Hopefully we do go and ask the harvest sprites for their help though. So we are shipping everything today, we're not saving anything for the refrigerator. Although of course we do have this corn, so I'm assuming we do keep some corn to put in the refrigerator. So another speed up while we collect all the corn. Straight into the barn. And we do still have a flour on us, which I probably should have just thrown away, to be honest. So we're off now to get the second load of corn, I would imagine. No, we're not. We're heading straight out. And we're going straight to the poultry farm, I assume to give Potpourri her flour. Yep, there we go. And she is still on a yellow heart. Now hopefully we go to the harvest sprites. Let's see. But before going to them, we do of course need to go to the shop because I am trying to raise their heart levels. So we're going to go ahead and grab some flour. And I do speed this up because we are grabbing 8 flowers today. So I did go ahead and speed this up for you. So I believe we get 7 for the sprites and 1 for the fridge. A bit questionable this, because we're putting flour in the fridge, which I would not recommend that you put your flour in the fridge. I would say that is a cupboard product. And there's also the age-old debate, of course, should we start it on whether you should put eggs in a fridge or not. Personally, I do not put eggs in the fridge. But I know people do put eggs in the fridge. So in this game, it's quite questionable as to what's going in the fridge and what isn't. So we are just speeding this up, giving the harvest sprites the flour. And we're now going to see what their heart level is like. So Timid's is the highest and everyone else is on 3 hearts. So who are we going to ask to work for us? Let's have a look. Do we ask all of them or not? I'm not sure. So unfortunately this does take quite a while. So that's 1. I don't know if we're asking everybody, I'm not sure. So we're asking a 3rd sprite. As I say, I can't remember how many we actually asked to come and work on the farm today. Well, tomorrow. So I believe we go ahead and just ask those 3. So I know we still have a fair bit of watering to do on the farm, so I assume we're going back to do that. I think we still have some corn to collect as well. Yep, so we're going to go ahead and collect the rest of the corn. Again, another speed up while we do this. And we're going to go straight, we've shipped one of them, and we're going to go straight into the house, straight to the fridge. And again, we are putting flour in the fridge. As the playthrough goes on, you'll see what actually constitutes as going in the fridge versus the cupboard. And I tell you what, it's a choice. Did we not put the flour? Hang on. Why have we got some flour then? Ah. So we're not putting the flour in the fridge. That must be needed for tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and do another speed up while we carry on watering. Yeah, if you've noticed, it's Monday, so the shop is closed tomorrow. So I assume we have that flour for a purpose. So we're nearly done with all the watering. Like I say, it's not too bad doing it on our own for now. Check our money situation, 6,195 Gs, not bad. We have 45 chicken feed as well. So we maybe should have used a couple of the corn for chicken feed, but never mind. And with that, I believe we're going to end off the day a little bit early, 6:10. And we're going to head straight into day 22. Of course, after watching The Fairy and Me on the telly. I've not been keeping up with this story at all, I'll be honest with you. As I say, I don't really know much about the television programmes because I didn't really tend to watch them until this playthrough. So I watched the weather, the news and the cooking channel, and that's really about it, the TV shopping, sorry. So this is the first time really in all my playthroughs that I'm actually going through the television channels. Found my friend who's still talking about cows. And as I say, I do apologise if this part is boring, but it's sort of become a tradition on this playthrough now, hasn't it, to end off the day watching the telly. So we're going to head off to bed. I do apologise if you just heard my phone there. I forgot to put my phone on silent, so I'm sorry you just heard a notification. But we're on to the final day of the playthrough. No, we're not. We're on to the final day of this episode, which is day 22. So we're checking the weather as always. This is not the final day of the playthrough. I say that every time. This is the final day of this particular episode. And it might become a little bit more clearer while we have the flour, because it is someone's birthday today. And oh my goodness, would you look at that? Our pineapples have finally, after 22 days, grown in. And we are going to have so much money after this. We have also a set of corn. Of course, we are going to keep 3 pineapples for the fridge, but my goodness, this is where you get your money in summer. Hopefully I show you at the end of this episode, but you might have to wait till next episode to see how much money we actually made from the pineapples and everything else. But I know at one point during most people's playthroughs, I don't want to spoil it too much, but when you get an item at the end, people tend to grow exclusively pineapples because they take a long time to grow, but they do give you so much money. So we are going to lose a bit of profit here because we are going to pop a few pineapples in the fridge. Once again, we are aiming to get every single recipe as well, so that's why we're doing that. So we have lost a bit of money there. And of course, if you remember back to when we first planted them, we did lose a pineapple in the storm as well, so not ideal. So heading straight into the hen house now. And as I say, it is a birthday today, which is why we have that flower. And would you look at that, I'm clearly learning because we are feeding the hens first before picking up the eggs. I'm very impressed with past me. But we're not long off the end of summer now, to be honest, moving swiftly into autumn. On average, I do 4 to 5 days per episode, so we're not far off finishing summer and moving into autumn, really. Which is exciting, because while it's the busiest season in the game, it is also my favourite. And with this, actually, we're about halfway through year 1 in total, so I'm really happy with that. So again, we are going to miss the girls, but do we have time to give Poppy her flower quickly? Yes, we do. Look at that. She's still on a yellow heart. Unfortunately, Anne, you don't get one today. But yeah, we're about halfway through year 1, which is really pleased with that. Like I say, I called this a slow playthrough deliberately because I knew it would take a while. But fear not, I have come up with a system so we can have a couple of different gameplay videos at the same time without sort of getting rid of Harvest Moon episodes. I knew this would be a very, very long playthrough, so if possible, I don't really want to put anything else in its slot. So I do have some ideas which you'll hear about over the coming days. But yes, this is definitely more of a long haul playthrough. It's going to take a while, so thank you for sticking with me. So, like I say, we have kept that flower. I can tell you it is Kai's birthday today. And one of Kai's favourite things is flour in this game. So I believe we're going to head straight to the beach and give Kai his birthday present. Once again, I have mentioned this in previous episodes, it is much more beneficial to wrap the birthday presents because it bumps their affection up for you. But for the sake of money and everything else, we haven't really been wrapping them. You'll probably see the wrapping mechanic more in year 2. So we're just sort of waiting for Kai here. We're just waiting around a little bit. I have sped this up for you. And here he is. So let's go ahead and give him his birthday present. And now this is interesting. Because we've upgraded the house, the characters are now going to start telling us how to make recipes. No, the characters are going to give us recipes. They're not going to tell us how to make recipes. They're going to give us recipes. So anyone with a high affection level now will give us a recipe, hopefully. So Kai just gave us the recipe for popcorn. And what are we doing? I beg your pardon, we're going into the ranch. We're doing what? We're in the ranch. Is this going to be us finally finishing all our goals for summer? Are we going to get a cow or a sheep? Let's see. We're only buying a sheep. We've done it. We've done all our goals for summer. And I generically call this sheep Fluffy. Of course I do. Of course I do. Don't come for me for how generic I name my animals. The sheep is called Fluffy the sheep. Has everybody named their sheep Fluffy at one point? Yeah, they probably have, yeah. But we have a sheep! And of course we do need to get some feed here. The fodder, and this is why the grass is important when the grass grows in, because hopefully if you do this right, you don't need to buy any fodder at all, really. Once you've got grass, you're good to go, because you can sickle the grass and that will put fodder into the barn. So for now we're going to get 30 units of fodder. Let's go see our new sheep. So, I've done it. I have done all 3 goals for summer in plenty of time on the 22nd in game, so really pleased with that. So once again, just a quick tiny recap. The largest backpack upgrade we did, upgrading the house for the first time we did, and getting a cow or a sheep. Well, we got a sheep. So we finally have more animals on our farm than a chicken. Oh, of course we do have the dog and the horse as well. But where are we going now? Oh, we're going to the blacksmith. Are we seeing about upgrading a tool as well? What's going on? Last of the big spenders, us. So what are we looking at? We got the mayonnaise maker we can buy, but we are nowhere near that yet. And we can't actually buy that, spoiler alert, till winter, because it asks for a certain type of ore. We are looking at clippers, which we can't afford at the moment, unfortunately. So I'm sure we'll probably buy the clippers tomorrow. But yes, I'm really pleased with that. I actually think that we got our summer goals done quicker than our spring goals, which is, you know, probably to be expected. But we finally have a sheep on the farm. I'm really excited, as you can tell. So let's go ahead and go see our new sheep. Now, much like the chickens, you can have the cows and sheep outside if you want. I choose to keep them in the barn. So there's Fluffy the sheep. As I've said previously, so don't mistake me, I do not advocate for this in real life. Keeping your animals stuck in a barn, I do not advocate for it. We're just going to do a speed up while we carry on helping the Harvest Sprites water. So no, I don't advocate for keeping your animals locked up. However, I do find it easier in this game in particular. So Petter, please don't come for me, it's just Harvest Moon. So we're going to do another speed up while we use the sickle here. And as you saw, Zach just said, he changed his dialogue a little bit, saying, wow, you've got a lot here, keep up the good work. So hopefully I show you what money we actually made. If not, that'll be in the next episode. But yes, for the purposes of this gameplay, I keep all my animals in the barns. So if you were looking for the mechanics of what happens when they're outside, then unfortunately this isn't the playthrough for you. But we are going to wrap up, and it's the delicious hour. Now, we've only been told about popcorn so far. This episode, I don't know if this, because it's showing us vegetable juice, look. I don't know if that goes in our follow the recipes. I'm guessing it does, to be honest. But as I've said, I've never really learnt the recipes from the television before. So I'm assuming we now know how to make vegetable juice as well. But with that, we're going on to good old Farmer Fran. And this is the time in the playthrough. I don't know if we're doing anything after this. It looks like we might be going to look at cooking or something. So I'll hold off for a little bit. But this is sort of the time in the playthrough where I say thank you very much for watching as we're about to wrap up. I really, really do appreciate it. Like I've said in previous episodes, this series doesn't get a lot of views, and that's okay. I never expected it to. I'm just happy to be doing it. So thank you to everybody who's watching. And with that, we're going to wrap up. So until next week, bye, EMbers.